Do you manage differently if you've built to sell as opposed to build to keep?
I think that's one of the lessons I've learned, having gone through this a few times, is if you build it to sell it, you're probably not going to be successful. So you ultimately have to build a good business. It has to have good customers and good economics. If all you're thinking about is how am I going to sell this in 5 years, you're focused on the wrong things. You really need to be focused on what's going to make the people who are coming and giving me their business, how am I going to make them successful? Because if you make them successful and you build a good business and the economics sustain it, then there will be a lot of people suddenly interested in your business. But if you think that I just need to get big enough that someone's going to buy me, you're probably going to miss the ball.
When do you know when it's time to leave an idea or to leave a project or to leave a company because it's not working? Because every entrepreneur believes to their bootstraps that if I just push on one more day, it's really going to work. And it's the problem with entrepreneurs. The good ones know when it's time to drop something and move on to plan B. And the ones who fail tend to be the ones who stick with something a little bit too long. But how do you recognize that point?
So, excellent question, and a tough one to answer. It's not that there's a set of rules that you can follow, and I'm definitely guilty of persisting with things too long, especially earlier in my career. But one of the mantras that I've heard very quickly, and one of my favorite leaders in innovation is Jeff Bezos of Amazon. And he believes a few things: start faster, fail faster. He says when you feel you have 70% of the information you need in order to know whether you should do something, you've already waited too long. You should have been going already. So, and he said, but go hard, and if it's not working, quickly scrap it and move to something else. So I think that your gut's going to tell you pretty quickly it's not working. And when you get into trouble is when you don't listen to that. When you really believe, because your brain overrides your gut. And so I've learned that my gut's been a pretty reliable indicator, and if something's not working, I need to shift gears quickly for a few reasons. You have limited resources. You are burning through the capital and the goodwill and the energy of your team, and if you're ultimately not getting traction with it, you need to move on. And so traction is, if I was going to look for an indicator, it's traction. I had a chance to chat with the founder who was up here yesterday from Centrunk, and he was walking me through kind of his business, and much later in his deck, he told me that, hey, in February, we kind of got out with our product. We now have 2,000 customers. We had 1,000 the first month, 2,000 the second month. It's like, whoa, what? You're telling me that in 2 months, you've gone from 1,000 customers the first month to 2,000 the next month. I said, do you think that's sustainable? He goes, yeah, I think we're going to keep growing that. It's like, that is unbelievable because you have no idea how hard that is to do. And that is your leading indicator that you're onto something real, because he doesn't just have customers, they're paying him. They're voting with their wallets. So if he had launched that and said, well, we've got it out for 2 months now, and we only have 4 people that bought, that's your gut saying, and that's the evidence saying, something's not right.